I'm the Hooded Lid and welcome to my channel. And I don't have emoji, but I definitely have concealer in my eye. I'm the Hooded Lid and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about bronzer. Bronzer for beginners. My story, which I never have done a video on this, and I probably will, but I wore makeup a good deal of my life, and then my favorite foundation was discontinued, and I couldn't find anything that was a good color match for me. And this was many years ago, like 20 years ago. So then I started toning it down. I would just do a little liner and smudge it, maybe a little mascara, but I really dislike mascara because at that time there really wasn't anything on the market that didn't smudge or flake. So I was constantly doing this all day. And then a little bit of lip. And I kept it very, very simple. And I just started doing less and less and less makeup because I couldn't find a good foundation. Now there's a plethora to choose from, and I am beginning to find some foundations that work for me, and I'm back into it. But things have changed. The way people are applying makeup has changed. The way people are applying eye makeup has changed a great deal. But bronzer was really something that people used in the summertime once in a while. Guerlain was the only company out there doing bronzers, and now everybody on YouTube does bronzer. Now, in real life, I don't think I've ever run into someone wearing bronzer. I'm just being honest. But in the world of YouTube and makeup tutorials and makeup reviews and all that, every single day women are wearing bronzers. And it's a little intimidating to find, one, a shade that works for you. A lot of them on me look like baby diapers. They're a little too yellow. The ones that people universally love are horrible on me. Too dark is something that I'm afraid of. A lot of people, it's just an unnatural look. They put so much on. I'm not saying they don't look beautiful. I'm just saying it's nowhere near a natural look. I could never go to the grocery store like that without feeling self-conscious. I could never go to the movies like that without feeling really self-conscious. I've also seen a lot of people apply them very, very poorly. I've seen people take them so low they may as well be bangs, making their forehead look incredibly short. And oftentimes this is people with a short forehead. And I've seen people, a lot of people, use it under the cheekbones. So I just wanted to hit a beginner's guide to bronzer. This is application. I found a color that works okay for me. It's a little strong, but it is summertime, so I can probably get away with it, especially because my arms and my chest have a lot of color. First thing, bronzer is not contour. Contour should be more of a grayish color. Contour is a shadow and should be lacking yellow. Contour belongs right here. And if you can swing it, right around here. I can't swing it. It just makes my face look dirty. You could do contour right here, this area of the temple. That's pretty much it, in my humble opinion. Frog. I got a frog in my throat. I hope I cleared that up. If you can think of your face as a plane and all the planes in it, if you ever took art class where you're doing still lifes and you're looking at shadows and light, where something comes in, there's a shadow, where something comes out, there's light, that can kind of help you understand where you need to put your bronzer. The bronzer goes where the sun hits you. The sun does not hit me under my cheekbones. It hits the top of my cheekbones. It will hit the flattest areas, so this area of the temple. It will hit the high area right here and around the bone. Don't know why. It should hit the bone because that is forward, but on me it's around this bone. And if you don't have, I don't know what this bone is called, if you don't have it, don't worry about it. Everybody's face is different. I'm just talking about the very basics of how you want to think about how light hits your face, how the sun hits your face, because that's where you want to put the bronzer. That's how the sun hits my face. But for everybody, top of the cheekbones is going to be a yes. Another place where it hits you, if you have fuller cheeks like I do, it'll hit the top of your cheeks. And it's incredibly youthful to apply some there, but you have to use, I believe, a very light hand. How you apply your bronzer is a personal choice. I see a lot of people using very big brushes, but you can't, I feel when you use a brush that's really big, you're pretty much bronzing your entire face, which isn't the look I'm talking about, which isn't the look I'm going for here. I want it to be sun-kissed, just a kiss of sun on your face. For that, I want to use a brush that's a little bit smaller. And this is not a very dense brush at all. The denser brush will pick up more product and it will lay down more product. And this one won't pick up as much and won't lay down as much. I'm using the Hourglass. This is a color that works pretty nicely for me. My skin tone, I can't even tell you what color I am. Today I use the Kogendo 123 or 213. I'll put it down below. So I'm loaded up, and I've loaded up, let's see if I can show you, all around the brush. This goes to technique. This isn't a flat brush where I'm using the tip, I'm using the whole brush. It's almost like a paintbrush, and what I'm about to do is paint on my face. So, shake off the extra, get the old mirror, try to get it out of the way, and I start at the top of the forehead. Just a little rubby, following down to where this bone is. And the reason I'm doing one side and then the other is just so it'll be somewhat even. You don't have to do it that way, but I just loaded the brush and I don't want to have everything on this side and then load again. I'm going to try to do this with just one dip. Then to even it up, sides of the temples, this flat area right here. And then bringing it out to the top of the cheekbones. When I do that, I like to make it a continuous from this flat temple area and then lift it off the face. In this manner, I'll get a little bit on top of the cheek, but there's not a starting point, and that's very important. And if I don't feel I have enough on the top of the cheekbone, I'll just kind of wiggle it through. And that's it. That's the application of the bronzer. It's not that complicated, but it is more natural, and it's something if you're just beginning and you can't figure out how to work that bronzer stuff and your face ends up looking dirty instead of kissed by the sun, this application might help you out, and also rethinking your color might help you out. Now for me, when I get color, there's pink involved. I get a little bit of redness. Even when I get tan, there might be a little bit of redness, but it's been so long since I've gotten tan that hard to remember. But what we're looking for is not I'm tan, but I've been kissed by the sun. So for me, for my skin tone, that would involve a little bit of pink. Now I don't have my blush with me, so I'm going to dig into an eyeshadow. Powder is powder. It doesn't matter if it's your blush, it doesn't matter if it's your eyeshadow. If the color is right, it's right. And I don't have my brush with me either. This is a huge eyeshadow brush, and in this case it'll do, but I don't actually really want something this small for this look. But what I'm going to do is go over the area I hit with the bronzer with a little blush color. To give it a little bit of pinkness, because for my skin tone, that would work. Another thing to remember is your hairline. You never, back to the big brush, want to forget blending this into your hairline. It will make it look more natural if you actually are getting sun. The sun doesn't stop coloring right there. In fact, I recently saw there's a new sunscreen out for the part of your hair. And I'm just doing the blend with this because my blush brush is being washed. Well, it's drying. And I wanted to show how you can use powder for anything. Powder's powder. I actually saw Jamie Page do an entire face with an eyeshadow palette. I'm going to put a little powder eyeshadow on the cheek. As my blush. So the same color you're using as your blush is the color that you blend into your bronzer. You just take that bronzer blush and blend it well. Down. Now a lot of people do a 3. This is what a lot of makeup artists say to do, where you're going boop, boop. In my honest experience, I don't get tanned or sunburned on my jawline. I just don't do it. But if you feel that your face is now lopsided, where you have all this color up here and nothing down here, whatever remnants you have, you can certainly run in this area. Now a lot of people use this to contour under their jawline. Again, not a great look. Use an actual contour, something that is cooler, that doesn't have the yellow in it, something that's not warm. For me, because I've never had a good jawline, even when I was young, trying to contour right here where this flesh is will just look like a hot mess. It's not going to help me out. It's important to know your face and know what the limits are of your face and know where you're going with your face. If you're just going about your regular day, you're going to work, you're going to pick up the kids, you're going to work in the garden, I don't know, whatever your day is, has something to do with how you put on your makeup for real people. YouTube is a different story. YouTube's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, I'm here for a reason, but I'm here because I wanted to impart a slightly different voice, something a little more realistic for your average woman, and I need to stop doing this. And that's it. I have to put this brush down because I keep on moving it around. That's it. I encourage you to play, to think about your face, to think about the shape of your face, to think about where the sun hits you. That will help you decide where you need to lay down your bronzer. I also encourage you to think about color. What is your skin tone? What is your undertone? What is your tendency when you've gotten some sun? Because that's what you want to recreate. Just think sun-kissed face. It's not about changing the color of your foundation or the color of your complexion. It's just about a little kiss by the sun, a little healthy glow, something that makes like you have had a little time outside. And the benefit is it does help to shape your face a little bit, especially if you're using a full coverage foundation. We can tend to look rather flat and lifeless after using something that's very full coverage. So the bronzer helps to bring a skin-like quality back and give a little definition, but again, it's not contour. I think that's another key word, skin-like. We want it to be skin-like. We're bringing skin colors back, and it has to be your skin color. So that's it for bronzers for beginners. I hope it was helpful for you, and maybe if I inspired you to go out and find a better color and different ways to apply your bronzer, maybe different brushes. Play around with it, explore with it. That's what it's all about. Instead of just giving up like I did, just, oh, I don't know, bronzer, it's too much, it doesn't look good. Sit down and play. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you come again, and until then, I am wishing you a great day.